Sticking with the telephones, Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. This is Kathy, and I'm glad you waited. Great to have you on the program. Hello.
Thank you. Hi. Well, I also think he ought to stay in the race.
Tell us why.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. Tell us why? Okay. Well, the people of Missouri are the ones that voted him in. Now, this idea about it was a lot of Democrats crossing over, perhaps. I found this interesting, that the radio ads that Claire McCaskill was running, I never heard any against Steelman or Bruner. They were all targeted toward Akin. And it was this idea.
They were for Akin. McCaskill was running ads urging people to vote for Akin. And that's why the Democrats crossed over. McCaskill wanted Akin. She was salivating. Democrats have wanted Akin because of the abortion issue and social issues. They think that this is a grand slam home run for them because they think that they have got somebody that they can now tar and feather the entire Republican Party with as a pro-life kook.
I disagree.
Well, that's what they think.
They'll be able to. And besides that, why then would her ads have said he's too conservative for Missouri? That's the way the ads were. He's too conservative for Missouri. And so I believe that she knows that there are a lot of conservatives in Missouri. I never heard anything about the other two candidates, just about Akin.
I think she called him the most conservative, knowing that it would help him. It's like you say, it's a plus in Republican primary elections. She look at whatever. I'm just telling you what is. She wanted Akin. Now she's got him. That we'll see what happens. She wanted Akin. Well, I don't care.
They ought to leave him. Because I think what's going to happen, this is what I really believe. If they try to force him out, and whoever it is they choose, number one, I don't like that. I feel like they have rammed other candidates down our throats, and that is not what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want someone else choosing for us.
Right. But you had somebody.
The man.
Does it not bother you that you had McCaskill choosing this one for you in a reverse psychological way?
Well, she didn't choose it for me because I voted for him. And there are a lot of people who did. And I think that, honestly, that Missouri will elect him. And I think if the Republican Party gets in here and messes with this, I think they will lose. Whoever it is they're planning to put up, I'm sure that they've got their plans, but I think they're going to lose it because to not stick behind our guy and to throw him under the bus like this is going to anger a lot of the conservatives. Leave him and let him run. And you know what? Here's another thing. I used to be on the other side of this abortion issue. I worked for Now back when I was in my college days.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of things that I did not understand. Actually still are. And I do a lot of reading, but there are issues that I, have to be instructed on still. And so for him to have said something like that, you know what? I've heard that same thing, that a woman's body shuts down. Well, whenever people are in prison, sometimes that happens. So it kind of made sense. Okay.
No, this is the problem. It doesn't make sense. There have been rapist marauders in wartime throughout the history of humanity. The woman's body doesn't shut. This is exactly my point at the beginning of the program. Please understand here, I'm not being critical of you. I'm simply reacting to what you said. I know what happened here. I know what happens to people who only talk to people who agree with them. You end up not being exposed to alternative, and I know it's not you because you former, now aficionado and so forth. But this idea that a woman's body shuts down is something that a group of people have contrived as they desperately try to persuade people to see things their way. Now, I know exactly what's going on here. You have a case of rape and a pregnancy. And the true pro-lifer says it's not the baby's fault. Why should there be an exception? It's not the baby's fault. And so they try to persuade people. And in the process, they conjure up things, such as a woman's body shuts down. And it's not something to be... their intentions are entirely honorable. Their intentions are perfectly fine. But that simply isn't true. And I just don't want to deal in things that aren't true. And I don't want to get anywhere on the basis of something that isn't true. It doesn't last. It doesn't sustain itself. And it's not something that you can support. If you never have your thoughts or your facts challenged, if you live in an echo chamber, this is what's wrong with the Democrat Party. What's wrong with the media, folks? They literally have no clue about us. All they know is they hate us. And Geithner, look at Geithner, just to give you an example of this. Talking to Paul Ryan during a budget committee hearing before House members. Geithner admitted, we don't have a plan to fit whatever they were talking about. But Geithner said to Ryan, what we do know is we don't like yours. They don't like us. And they don't know anything about us other than what they tell each other. That's why they believe all this cockamamie, rigmarole, asinine stuff about us. Because they live in a bubble, their little echo chamber. Just saw the clock. I got to take a break. Thanks for the call. Be right back.